Welcome to CAS 133 Basic Computer Skills, Microsoft Office, Columbia Gorge Community College, The Dalles, Oregon. Linda Hughitt, instructor. We're going to talk a little bit about cheating today. There's not going to be a lot to watch on the screen, but I want to talk to you about what is cheating and what is going to be considered cheating and why should you be even worried about cheating. Cheating is any time you present something that's not yours as though it is yours. Whether it's going to a website and copying and pasting that information into a paper or into a forum reply or into anything, that's considered cheating. If you take somebody else's work from the web or from any place else and present it as your own without citing sources and giving information, that's considered cheating. It's a type of cheating called plagiarism. If you take somebody else's work, let's say three of you meet over in the lab. You all hang out together and you work on this project. One person pushes the mouse and two of you lend moral support, read the pages, tell them what to do, say, no, correct this, fix this, do that. Somebody's the reader, somebody's the director, somebody's the mouse pusher. And then you all three take the paper and turn it in. That's cheating. I know you may not think of it that way because you're thinking, but I was right there. I was working on it. You did not push the mouse to do the project yourself. If three of you are going to meet in the library to work on a project, you are going to need to sit at three separate computers with three separate books, with three separate mice, and follow the steps by yourself. Now, you could turn around and say, hey, Sam, what did step 42 mean? I don't quite get it. What did you do? Oh, is that what you did? Okay, and then turn around and finish it. That's not cheating. But if you are not pushing the mouse and creating the project all by yourself, then that's cheating. Okay, something to think about. Technically, Columbia Gorge Community College CAS department would prefer husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, cousins, best friends, neighbors, roommates, whatever, do not share a computer and take the same class at the same term at the same time with the same machine. Because all too often what happens is somebody turns in somebody else's paper. And the answer is, oh, it was an accident. And it very likely was truly an accident. But because the same paper was turned in by two different people, it is still considered cheating, accident or not. So I understand that running out and just buying a new computer may not be possible. You may want to think about whether you should be taking the same class, doing the same assignments, the same term. And if you choose to, you need separate flash drives, you need separate folders, you need to work at separate times. You need to make sure that if the machine is registered to one person and you have a different name, that I'm aware that you are husband, wife, roommates, best friends, neighbors, whatever, and are sharing a machine. Because anytime I see Sam turning in a paper that said it was done by Jill, the same term, same group, I'm going to be suspicious. I don't like to accuse people of cheating, but if it looks that way, it may be, and I have to at least ask. The other thing is your papers, if you're using the same machine, must have two different date and time stamps on it. In other words, if I start my paper at 5:30 at night and I finish it at 7:30 at night, my roommate, best friend, spouse cannot have a paper that's turned in with those same times and dates. They're going to need it to do it from 8 to 10 or the next day or whatever. So some of the things that have to be watched if you try to share a machine. Anytime I get a paper with the same mistakes, I start looking. Anytime I get a paper with the same type of timestamps, I start looking. Or this one, the paper starts at 5:30, it's finished at 7:30, and at 7:32, a paper with the same exact mistakes was created in 1 minute. My guess is that the first person did the paper, maybe you did it together, and the second person takes it, moves it to their flash drive, and uploads it and creates it 2 minutes later or 3 minutes later. So please be very, very aware that cheating can happen. And you are just as guilty if the other person takes your paper than if you actually are the person that turns in the other person's paper. So in other words, if I did my paper and you and I were sitting together, and I get up to go to the bathroom, and I leave my paper open on my computer, and you stand up, walk over with your flash drive, and take my paper and turn it in, I'm just as guilty. I shouldn't have left that paper available to you to be able to take it. I should have shut my paper down, saved it on my own flash drive. And just to be aware, if you're using college machines, if you turn those machines off or log out of them, they refresh completely to brand new, and your paper is gone when you restart. So it's really important that you are using a flash drive as you go and not saving to the desktop of a college machine, because if there's a power outage or anything else, you lose all your work. So just a quick hint. Please be very focused on making sure that you're doing 100% of your own work. If you're going to take this out in the business world, you're going to need to know how to do it, and borrowing someone else's work is not going to meet that goal. And I hope you're taking this class to learn, not just to get a credit or to fill up your requirements. So be aware, I do have to watch for cheating. If I think there looks like the potential for cheating, I will contact you. If you can come up with a good explanation of what happened, we'll go from there. If not, usually it's an F for the first assignment. The second assignment, usually, and they get turned into the department chair. The second time they get turned into the department chair, and you get put on a wait list or watch list type of thing. And if it continues to be an issue, you may be failing the class or even removed from the college. Academic honesty, if you're in question about what it is, please read the college academic honesty policy.